Welcome to Prime Health Living, where we bring you simple, science-based insights to help you live your best and healthiest life. Today, we're diving into a topic that gets a lot of attention and a fair amount of confusion. What really happens to your heart when you eat eggs every day for 30 days? Eggs have been praised as a nutritional powerhouse and, at the same time, blamed for raising cholesterol and damaging the heart. So, which is true? Are eggs heart healthy, or are they secretly clogging your arteries one breakfast at a time? By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, science-backed answer, and it might just change how you think about one of the most common foods on your plate. Let's start by understanding what your heart actually needs to stay healthy. Your heart is a muscular organ that beats about 100,000 times a day, pumping blood through 60,000 miles of vessels. To keep up that pace, it relies on nutrients that support strong muscle fibers, flexible arteries, stable energy, and balanced cholesterol levels. That's where eggs come in, because they deliver a remarkable mix of nutrients that your heart can actually use. A single egg contains high-quality protein, vitamin B12, folate, riboflavin, and minerals like selenium and phosphorus. It's also one of the richest natural sources of choline, an essential nutrient that helps regulate homocysteine levels, a key marker linked to heart disease risk. But the nutrient that gets the most attention is cholesterol. One egg yolk contains around 180 to 200 milligrams of cholesterol. For decades, people were told to avoid eggs because dietary cholesterol was believed to raise blood cholesterol. However, modern research has changed that narrative completely. Multiple large studies, including research from Harvard and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, show that for most healthy adults, eating eggs does not significantly increase LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. In fact, eggs can raise HDL, the good cholesterol, which helps remove excess cholesterol from the bloodstream. So, what actually happens when you start eating eggs daily for 30 days? Let's walk through this step by step. In the first week, your body begins adjusting to a consistent source of high-quality protein and healthy fats. You may notice better satiety, meaning you stay full longer after meals. That's because eggs help regulate the hunger hormone ghrelin and boost the fullness hormone peptide YY. This matters because overeating and blood sugar spikes are major stressors for your heart. When you eat in a way that keeps hunger stable and blood sugar balanced, your cardiovascular system experiences less oxidative stress and inflammation. By the second week, your lipid metabolism begins to respond. In many people, HDL cholesterol, the protective kind, starts to rise. This is the cholesterol that acts like a cleanup crew, carrying excess fat and cholesterol back to the liver for processing and removal. Some people might see a mild increase in LDL cholesterol, but what matters is the type of LDL. Eggs tend to increase the large, fluffy LDL particles, which are less likely to stick to artery walls, while reducing the small, dense LDL particles that actually cause plaque buildup. That means the overall impact on your heart is neutral or even beneficial, depending on your overall diet. By the third week, you may experience improvements in energy and concentration. That's partially due to choline, which supports nerve signaling, muscle coordination, and fat metabolism. Better nerve and muscle function also help maintain a healthy heartbeat rhythm. Choline, along with B vitamins in eggs, helps lower homocysteine levels. High homocysteine has been linked to artery stiffness and blood vessel damage, so keeping it in check helps preserve smooth blood flow and prevent inflammation inside artery walls. Around the 1-month mark, consistent egg consumption can have cumulative effects. Improved HDL function, better triglyceride balance, more stable blood sugar, enhanced nutrient status for vitamins D, B12 and choline, and possibly lower levels of inflammatory markers. That's not marketing talk. These effects are seen in multiple studies involving real people eating 1 to 3 eggs per day. One particularly interesting study published in Nutrients Journal in 2020 followed adults who ate eggs daily for 12 weeks. Researchers found no negative impact on cholesterol, but a measurable improvement in HDL cholesterol functionality, meaning it became better at doing its job of cholesterol transport and antioxidant protection. So, where did the eggs are bad for your heart myth come from? It dates back to the mid-20th century when researchers first linked high blood cholesterol to heart disease. Since eggs contained cholesterol, they were automatically blamed. But what those early studies didn't fully understand was that dietary cholesterol doesn't automatically translate to high blood cholesterol. In fact, your liver produces about 80% of the cholesterol in your body, and it adjusts production based on what you eat. If you eat more cholesterol from food, your liver simply makes less. If you eat less cholesterol, your liver makes more. That's how your body maintains balance. Now, does that mean everyone should eat eggs without limits? Not exactly. For most healthy people, 1 to 2 eggs a day is perfectly fine, even beneficial. But for those with specific genetic conditions, like familial hypercholesterolemia or certain types of diabetes, it's best to consult a healthcare provider before making eggs a daily habit. Still, for the majority of people, eggs are not the enemy. They're a balanced, nutrient-rich food that supports your heart rather than harms it. Let's take a closer look at how eggs fit into a heart-healthy diet. When you pair eggs with vegetables, olive oil, or whole grains, you're not just eating a good source of protein, you're also creating synergy. The antioxidants in vegetables, like vitamin C and carotenoids, help reduce oxidation of cholesterol particles. Olive oil provides monounsaturated fats that enhance HDL's protective function. And the fiber from whole grains or vegetables supports digestion and steady blood sugar. This combination keeps your cardiovascular system in harmony. Contrast that with how eggs are often eaten in the Western diet, with processed meats, refined carbs, and sugary drinks. That's where health problems start to show up, not because of the eggs themselves, but because of the company they keep. If your breakfast is eggs, bacon, and white toast with butter, your heart's response will differ from when your breakfast is eggs, spinach, avocado, and whole grain toast with olive oil. Context matters, and that's something modern nutrition finally acknowledges. Eggs are also rich in antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds better known for eye health, but also valuable for heart protection. They help reduce oxidation in blood vessels. This oxidation is what turns normal cholesterol into harmful artery-damaging plaque. So when you eat eggs regularly, you're not just getting protein, you're giving your body the building blocks it needs to protect the inner lining of your arteries. And another overlooked benefit is blood sugar control. Unstable blood sugar levels are a silent enemy of heart health. They increase insulin resistance, promote fat storage around the organs, and trigger inflammation. Eggs are naturally low in carbohydrates and high in protein and fat, which helps stabilize blood sugar and prevent those mid-morning crashes from sugary breakfasts. When your blood sugar stays steady, your insulin levels do too, reducing stress on the heart and blood vessels. In fact, studies show that people who eat eggs for breakfast tend to consume fewer calories throughout the day, experience better blood sugar control, and have improved satiety. It's a simple change that sets off a chain reaction of healthier choices. But let's address one more controversial topic: dietary fat. For years, fat was portrayed as the enemy. But the truth is, your heart actually needs healthy fats to function. The membranes of your heart cells are made from fat. Your hormones, including those that regulate blood pressure and metabolism, depend on fat. What really matters is the type of fat. Eggs naturally contain both saturated and unsaturated fats in a balanced ratio, along with phospholipids that help the body metabolize fat efficiently. This balance supports the production of hormones like testosterone and estrogen, both vital for maintaining muscle, energy, and a healthy cardiovascular system. And here's something fascinating. When you eat eggs along with vegetables, the fats in the yolk help your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like vitamins A, D, E, and K, all of which are essential for protecting your heart. Vitamin D helps regulate blood pressure, vitamin E prevents oxidative damage in arteries, vitamin A supports cell regeneration, and vitamin K2, found in eggs from pasture-raised hens, helps direct calcium to your bones instead of your arteries. That last one is crucial because arterial calcification is one of the key factors in heart disease. Without enough vitamin K2, calcium can deposit where it doesn't belong, hardening arteries and restricting blood flow. But when you get enough K2, that process reverses. Calcium goes into the skeleton, not the arteries. So in a very real way, eggs help keep your arteries flexible and resilient. Now let's imagine your daily routine, how this looks in real life over a month. You start your mornings with 2 boiled eggs, a handful of greens, and a drizzle of olive oil. You stay full until lunch. Your energy stays steady because your blood sugar is balanced. At lunch, your body is already processing fats more efficiently, using them for energy instead of storing them. And because your nutrient intake is balanced, your cravings for processed snacks start to fade. By the end of the month, your metabolism feels more stable, your mind clearer, and your energy more consistent. Your lab numbers, if you were to check them, might show small but meaningful changes. Slightly higher HDL cholesterol, lower triglycerides, and improved markers of inflammation like CRP or C-reactive protein. All of these contribute to a stronger, more efficient cardiovascular system. Now, it's important to highlight, these benefits depend on the overall quality of your diet. Eggs can't fix a poor lifestyle by themselves. If your diet is filled with ultra-processed foods, sugary drinks, and trans fats, then even the healthiest eggs won't be enough. But when eggs are part of a balanced whole food diet, especially when paired with leafy greens, lean proteins, and healthy oils, the results can be remarkable. And there's one more benefit many people overlook: brain-heart connection. Your brain and heart are deeply linked through the vagus nerve, which helps regulate heart rate, stress response, and digestion. The choline in eggs supports the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which improves nerve communication and helps keep that heart-brain connection strong. That means better focus, calmer moods, and steadier heart rhythm, all tied to one nutrient-rich food. So yes, eggs truly nourish your heart from multiple angles, not just cholesterol. But let's not ignore a few exceptions. If you have severe hyperlipidemia, familial cholesterol disorders, or diabetes with insulin resistance, it's worth monitoring your lipid profile while adding eggs to your diet. And always prepare them healthily, because the cooking method can make or break the benefits. Avoid deep frying or pairing eggs with heavy processed meats. Instead, try boiling, poaching, or scrambling them lightly in olive or avocado oil. Add vegetables like spinach, peppers, or tomatoes for a dose of antioxidants. That's where the magic happens, in the combination. So what can you expect after 30 days of eating eggs every day? If you're healthy and active, improved HDL function, more stable energy, sharper mental focus, better appetite control, and possibly lower triglycerides. If you're working on improving your heart health, you may see improved cholesterol ratios, reduced inflammation markers, and better blood vessel elasticity over time. If you're someone who already eats well, eggs simply amplify the good work your diet is already doing. They provide the raw materials for repair, energy, and resilience. Let's also talk about something beyond nutrients: mindset. For years, people feared eggs unnecessarily. They threw away the yolks, believing that fat-free meant heart-safe. But the result was the opposite: more sugar, more processed foods, and more heart disease. Now science has circled back to what nature already knew. Whole foods, eaten in moderation,
are far safer than artificial, low-fat replacements. Eggs are a perfect example of this. Nature designed them to nourish life, packed with everything needed to grow a new organism. That same balance of nutrients helps sustain your health too. So after 30 days of eating eggs every day, what's really changed? Your arteries are likely less inflamed. Your metabolism is more efficient. Your heart cells have the amino acids and micronutrients they need to function. And your overall risk markers for cardiovascular disease may begin trending in the right direction. But the most important change might be how you feel. More satisfied after meals, more stable throughout the day, more confident that you're feeding your body with something it understands, not something processed or artificial. That's what true heart health feels like, energy that lasts and calm that comes from within. Now let's wrap up with some simple, actionable takeaways. If you want to include eggs in your heart-healthy routine, choose quality eggs, preferably pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched. Eat them whole. The yolk is where the heart protective nutrients are. Pair them with vegetables, greens, or whole grains. Use healthy fats like olive or avocado oil. Stay hydrated and keep processed foods to a minimum. And remember, one food doesn't define your health. Your habits do. Eggs can be part of a long, heart-strong life if you eat them as part of a balanced, nutrient-rich diet. Your heart thrives on consistency, calm, and nourishment. Eggs simply make that journey easier. So next time you crack an egg, remember you're not just making breakfast. You're fueling your body with one of nature's most complete, balanced foods, a gift that's designed to keep your heart and your life beating strong. This is Prime Health Living, where we bring you science-based health insights to help you live better, feel stronger, and age gracefully. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It helps us reach more people and continue spreading clear, science-based wellness information. Stay healthy, stay heart strong, and I'll see you in the next video.